This Nespresso is legit. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I eat in a day on a non-training day. So I'm not scarfing my face, I'm not trying to intake more calories to upkeep what I lost throughout cardio and whatever my workout session of the day was. So it'll be pretty interesting, a lot smaller than what I typically eat, but still nonetheless delicious and healthy. So for the first meal of the day, we ended up going to a place called Snow City Cafe, which is a nice little brunch spot in town. And I had what's called the polar bear breakfast, which is a giant pancake, reindeer sausage, and 2 over medium eggs. And I included Miranda's food in the shot because they typically eat some, if not half of her food. And I ended up eating her entire multigrain toast and a little bit of her scramble and hash browns as well. So this footage was taken from a day before, because I like to meal prep certain dinners. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm meal prepping the tofu scramble that my wife makes, and it's bomb, and it's really, really simple. At least that's what she tells me. So I didn't catch all the ingredients she puts in, so it's kind of her secret recipe, but she did put in a dash of soy sauce in there. And I'm also making some green beans. Well, I'm also snacking, as you can see, on these like wheat thin sort of fancy crackers and hummus dip. But here she's putting in some, what is this, crushed up pepper? Yeah, so she's adding that in, and we put in some veggies. So I think we put in some green onion, cilantro, and cabbage in the tofu mixture. And now we move on to dinner right away. So brunch, as you saw earlier, that was around 1 o'clock, like 1:30 when we actually ate. And now I want to say it's around 6 o'clock when I started prepping dinner. So I only eat 2 meals a day. That kind of fits with my fasting schedule. So I get in 2 good sized meals along with maybe a snack at the end. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm using 1 slice of Dave's Killer Bread, and I'm making my own version of avocado toast. So mashed up avocado with a veggie patty. And what I'm doing with avocado is I'm just doing kind of a rough mash with it, so I still like the chunks in there. And along with the toast, now my toaster's kind of cheap, so I kind of have to do this kind of rotation because one side doesn't cook as evenly as the other. So here I'm just flipping it around, putting it back in to finish it up. And I like my toast, what my wife likes to call it, burnt. So, not really, but kinda. And I'm also doing this tofu scramble, green beans, and I have this brown rice quinoa mixture, and I also put in some white rice along there because I love my rice. I love it. So now that I have all my portions spread out and the amount of rice I want put in to my dinner mix, go ahead and pop that in the microwave. And I ended up doing it twice, so I did it 2 minutes. I thought that was enough initially, but it nearly wasn't as hot as I'd like. Now we prep the avocado veggie patty toast. So I took out my everything but bagel seasoning. Take out the toast, and you can tell it's pretty well done, but that's the way I like it. I like it nice and crispy because what ends up happening is the avocado and the veggie patty have a lot of moistness to it, and it ends up making the toast a little mushy. So with it being super crispy, it kind of keeps its composure. And after everything is spread on, I sprinkle the seasoning. Now it's time to compile my beautiful piece of work. And to add a little bit more character and spice, I do a slight drizzle of sriracha sauce. scared. Spread it around. And I almost always include a bag of chips or some sort of crunchy component, and in this case it's the multi-grain tortilla chips, which is super good. I ended up eating about, I think, 10 or 15 individual chips. Once I realized how calorie dense they were, I stopped eating a quarter or half the bag in one sitting, which probably wasn't the best for me, but especially when chips are good, you just ended up eating a whole lot more than you should. And here's Cooper wanting a little bit, but he knows he's not going to get any. And he's normally pretty good about it, but sometimes we cave in and give him a snack here or there. Now it is time to finally eat, and after a little bit of prep, not too much, I mean a lot of it was done prior, especially with the tofu stir fry, but here it is. Here is dinner. Sausage patty on top of avocado toast, some tortilla chips, and then of course my tofu rice green bean. And right after dinner, like not too long after, I was still pretty hungry, so I decided to snack on these chickpea chips, which Miranda bought the other day, and this protein bar from Robert Irvine, so his Fit Crunch protein bar. 180 calories, I think 16 grams of protein, so 190 calories to be exact, as you can see from the back. And to get in my craving of something sweet, I ended up drinking this black raspberry ice drink.